Okay, this is going to be commentary for the 17th chapter of my book, Metadimensional, which you can find on Kindle as an ebook and listen to as an audiobook on Google Play. So the 17th chapter is called Experiential Intersections, and it deals with a lot of, it explains quite a lot of topics. It's quite dense in terms of like important terms that this chapter describes, starting from experiential intersections, which is the intersection of experience with a body, and you have metadimensionality, which is the name of the book, and it's an important topic. There's the dimension of experience, which is the element that we are. As stories, the enactment of stories, which is the experiencing of forms as a narrative, as something to enact. And there's more. It's better to listen to this chapter or read it, depending how you prefer, than me explaining it. I just want to add a few comments on that. The first thing is, it's easy to make the mistake of assuming that what you are is experience, or what I am is experience. I am experience, and there's other things that are not experience, that are not me, and they're external to me. And yes, it is kind of true, but there's something missing here. Experience is the element that exists in our perception, in our, call it consciousness, call it what you want. But experience, and it is a fundamental, according to this theory. Nothing produces other than itself. But this thing that we are is not experience. It's not like I am just existence in a vacuum. The only existence that I know is one that is about other things that are not experience itself. That is what the theory calls metadimensionality. So what I'm not saying that I am my body, which is what physicalists would argue, and I'm not saying that I am somehow the experiential alone, and that I can exist absent the body. Metadimensionality is the argument that existence is the reference between experience and the objective substrate. Existence as I know it is like that. There is no existence in a vacuum, or existence absent experience. Existence of elements that are objective absent experience. So that's what the argument of experiential intersection and metadimensionality mean. And it's not a separation. There is a separation between the experience and objective substrate, the fractal scape, the body, the fundamental dimension. There is a separation between them, but there is no separation between them when I'm talking about metadimensionality, when I'm talking about experiential intersections, when I'm talking about the thing that I am. Then there's no separation. Then they always come together. So, in this sense, this isn't dualism. Like metadimensionality, experiential intersection, the intersection of experience and the body is not dualism. It's not like there's a realm that is pure experience and a realm that is pure body, pure objective things. There is no realm in the object. When talking about objective things, and nothing integrates them together, so there is no realm there. And when talking about experience alone, There is no realm there because it's the most boring thing there is. It's just existence and nothing else. And that's definitely not where the kind of existence that I know. So, yeah, so this is one thing. The other thing I'd like to make clear, so after the previous chapter, where I discussed identification screws, and which could suggest potential for alternative physics and who knows, technologies that we don't have yet, or I think we don't have yet. And you could come to the conclusion that all this weird technology or science or what you want to call it, phenomenology, is the crown jewel of this theory, and it is the thing that should compel you to believe that it is true. That's not the case. Look, when you're talking about experience, you're talking about subjectivity, and if there's one thing about subjectivity, is that a problem with subjectivity is that you cannot prove it. You cannot prove that you, for example, you now watching this, and you cannot prove that there's something that's like to be me. And the same is about any other person you know, your friend, your family, your partner. Your dog. You cannot prove that there's something that's like to be them. So you cannot prove that they have experiential properties, and you can still prove but you can still confirm the physics, the wakeful physics, with empirical findings and stuff like that. So whatever empirical findings I can show you, whether it's technology or whether it's some kind of a law of nature that you didn't know exists, I will never be able to show to you that the reason that technology works, or the reason that that law of nature works, is because of experiential concerns. Because I cannot prove the experiential concerns of anyone other than myself, and I cannot separate the experiential aspects of the wakeful world that I perceive from its non-experiential aspects, because everything about it is experiential. There's no place in the world that I perceive that looks like what I used to call the wakeful physical world that is not experiential. So I cannot say anything about it, how it is without experience, because I never will know. So what this means is that you're not going to make a lot of headway, like confirming this theory or proving this theory by looking for empirical findings or experimental findings, which is kind of like what people would expect to find, or to expect me to show them in order for them to take this theory seriously. But you can't, because you can never prove the subjective aspects of the experiential. So you can never everything I can show you can always say that the same dynamic could have happened even if there was no one perceiving it, even if it was the lights were off and it was just robots and zombies, and that there's nothing that's like to be. And the physics, you could still argue that the physics would still work, even if absent the experiential, they wouldn't work. But you can prove it. So it doesn't matter how weird or strange are my suggestions about the physical world or the wakeful world. It's not the strangeness of my claims that would make it true or untrue. They just don't affect, just not effective at confirming anything. Strange or not strange, strange or mundane, simply doesn't matter.